Well, good afternoon. It is Saturday, the 22nd of August, and I am coming to you today from the campsite here at Yellowstone. Kona and I decided to stay home this afternoon. Uma and Pop Pop and Sue Kevin and the kids wanted to go back out to Artist Point. The kids and I had seen it the other day, but it's one of those attractions that is just magnificent. They didn't want to miss it. And I decided I'd use the day to do a little catch-up here. So I've got my office set up here with my computer and my tea, and I've been mapping out the next part of my journey and catching up on some flip videos and some getting ready to hopefully get an internet connection and do some blogging. And as you can see, the bean is down here, sound asleep. He's had his afternoon dingo, so he's a happy boy, and we've been taking lots of walks today. A couple of funny things. The other night we went to a fabulous, they've got presentations in amphitheaters in all of the campgrounds here, and we went to this great presentation on Yellowstone Park given by this ranger who's been here for 39 summers. He's a science teacher in Washington State, and he gave a fabulous presentation on the lake. And what was so funny was I brought Kona with me, and he dimmed down the lights, and he's in the middle of telling this story about bears. And unbeknownst to me, Kona's at my feet, and all of a sudden another dog was brought in to the back end of the amphitheater, and it's pitch black and with the PowerPoint up on the screen, and all of a sudden Kona gets up and barks like you would not believe, like he's gonna eat something. And I mean, the whole place was, I mean, everyone was it was so funny. Anyway, we've had a good time. Yesterday was a very, very busy day, and actually we had gone on, let's see, yesterday was the hike. The day before, we had gone out and seen some sights and done some stuff, and I got back here with the kids after that presentation, and the camper battery had died. Unbeknownst to me, the connectors to the battery were not really charging, and so we get in, and of course it was not a big deal. Okay, you're camping, you're dry camping, but what happened was, because the electrical had gone down so low, the LP gas detector started to go off, and I wasn't sure whether it was for the electricity, because of the electricity, or because of the an LP gas situation. So ended up being a bit of a late night trying to diagnose that. I ended up going around the park and finding a couple of guys to help me. They didn't know any more than I did either, but we got it sorted out. But it was a cold, cold night. It was about 41 or 42 the next morning. So we were all sleeping not only in our sleeping bags, but in our sweatshirts with our hoodies up and our socks and our sweatpants. And but we survived and went for a fabulous hike yesterday, as you'll see here. In the video with everybody. That was magnificent, just incredible. This park is truly amazing. I didn't know it, but Yellowstone was the first national park in the world, and most other countries have followed our suit. I also didn't know that there are almost 400 national parks in the United States, so we're having a fabulous time. You could spend days here in the park hiking and seeing all the sights. We have not seen any bears, elk, or moose yet, which is disappointing to Caitlin, but we've seen a ton of bison, a lot of other cool wildlife, eagles and osprey and all kinds of things. So we're just having a fabulous time, and gonna hate to see it come to an end. But we're going to push off tomorrow. Everything's going to get packed up, and the Johnsons head north, and I head down through Idaho into Utah to pick up Brother Bob. So hopefully I'll come to you tomorrow and have internet connection on a more regular basis. See ya. So here we are on Elephant Back, and we've hiked up, and what do you think we're at now, Bjorn? Around 8,500? Sure. 8,500 feet, and check it out. I hope the sun doesn't block this view. But this is spectacular. And Bjorn told us out of the, what is it, 1.5 million visitors or something like that?
3 million visitors.
3 million visitors, only 2% step foot off the trail.
That maybe we shouldn't answer because we're not very safely going to find out. Now, ultimately, that goes down maybe 5 or 6 miles in the sense that there's very hot rock that far, and the water that percolates through from the Yellowstone River, which is right over here, deeper down, hits that hot rock and expands, and you get a lot of bubbling coming up. We'll talk about that around the corner a little bit here. But that's mostly gas. That's almost all a little bit of hydrogen sulfide. You can smell it, right? And a fair amount of carbon dioxide, which you really can't.
So we're at the churning cauldron, and you can imagine how hot this. I mean, it is like my glasses are completely fogging up, as probably is the lens of this video camera. And if you look at the temperature change since 1970, it's gone from 100 degrees down to 100, almost 170 degrees. Amazing.
So here we are, and we're watching these two bison have a tussle here.
Trade today, and Mike said that they're going into rutting season.
Yeah, the rutting season is coming up.
The males are getting aggressive.
As you can see, this is a quite aggressive group, or bunch. 2,